how our first image is actually about. So it's not SVG like we were getting before. Now it is about. And then at this point, you have, as always, multiple options. You can go with code exporter and then look for the static query hook. But again, my issue with this code, and I really appreciate the fact that they provide this code, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. But my issue is that they again set up everything here in a component. And in my opinion, it just makes those components bloated. So that's why even if I go with a hook option, I always go for page and then I grab everything apart from the export. That is just my preference. You don't have to do that. If you are okay with this setup where basically everything is in a component, feel free to do so. At the end of the day, you'll have the same data. Now, in my case, I will always use the page one, and then I'll just grab everything here like this. So I'll copy this one, then I'll navigate back to my gallery like so. Now, of course, we'll have to make some imports, of course. So let's copy and paste. And of course, we need to have a GraphQL. That's a must. And also we need to have our use static query hook. So we go with import, then use static query hook, of course. And then the second one is my GraphQL tagged template. And then this is coming from, and of course, the Gatsby one. Now, I also want to get that Gatsby image, correct? Because remember, we cannot use the static image with dynamic data. Because again, keep in mind, we're iterating over the nodes. So as we're iterating each and every time, we'll pass different data. And that's essentially why we need to use that Gatsby image plugin. So we go with import, and instead of the static one, we go with Gatsby image. And then, of course, this is coming from an Gatsby plugin image. So once we have all the imports in place, I just want to see whether I'm getting the data. I want to do a console log, and if I have the data, then in the next video, we'll work on the return. So let's go with const, and let me scroll down. Data is equal, and now I use my use static query. What is the name of my variable? It is simply query here. And then let's log the data. If we have a massive, massive, massive object, then we are in good shape. So let's go back, and of course, this is going to be my testing. Let's spin it up. And if we inspect and in the console, I see this object, we are in good shape. So notice we have all file, and we're not surprised because that's the query that we